Oh, finger picking on guitar, also known as fingerstyle, perhaps my favorite style of guitar playing. And who knows, perhaps it will be or already is your favorite style as well. Today, let's cover some basics of finger picking using the White Stripes song, We're Going to Be Friends. The title to this song is infuriating. It's called We're Going to Be Friends. But in the song, he says, we are gonna be friends every time. It's really tough to reconcile these two things. We're going to be friends and we are gonna be friends. It's frustrating, the difference between what he says and the title. I'm struggling with it. I'm gonna struggle throughout this video, but hopefully you won't struggle too hard playing these notes and this picking pattern. First up, let's learn the picking pattern. We're not going to use the right hand at all. It's just the left. Nope. We're not going to use the left hand at all. It's just the right hand playing the pattern. Set your thumb right on top of the top string, the low E string, just like that. Then take your pointer finger and grab the bottom of the B string. So the second to bottom string, your pointer finger sits right underneath it, so that you can pinch together those two strings. See how I can squeeze the E string and the B string together? That's how we want to do it. Some people use their nails. They grow their nails out a little bit on some of their fingers and their thumb, and they pluck the strings with their nails. I just like using the actual tips of my fingers. So when I play, my nails don't touch the strings at all. I actually keep my nails pretty short, and then it's just the flesh on my fingertips and my thumb are what are actually plucking the note. Now, here's another thing. Jack White, the singer-guitar player from White Stripes, he takes his other three fingers and anchors them right here below the string. So he just stabilizes his hand by putting these three fingers right here, and then he does all the playing with his thumb and his pointer finger. For this song, I think that's a great idea. You might see me sometimes have those fingers there. Sometimes I might pull them up and anchor this part of my hand against the guitar. But for this song, let's do it Jack White's method. Rest these three fingers right here and use your thumb and pointer finger to play all the notes. Let's get to playing the notes. You've got your thumb and finger in position. Go ahead and play the top string with your thumb, just like that. And then right after that, play the second to bottom string with your pointer finger. So I'm not pulling my hand away. I'm just curling in my finger like that to play the note. Pulling it away from the string a little bit, bringing it towards the palm of my hand. So then I'm going thumb, finger, thumb, finger. Let's go back and forth a few times together. 1, 2, here we go. Thumb, finger, thumb, finger, thumb, finger, thumb, finger. You can do this for a very long time until you get totally comfortable with it. All right, but you can do that later. Now let's learn the rest of the pattern. There's only one more note to learn this whole picking pattern. When I say this whole picking pattern, I mean the order of strings that he plays throughout basically the entire song. So check this out. You got your thumb, pointer finger on the second to bottom string, go back to your thumb up on the top string, and then go back to pointer finger, but this time on the G string, the third string from the bottom. You're going to play it the exact same way that you played the B string. You're just switching strings. So now it's going thumb, finger, thumb, finger, thumb, finger, thumb, finger. Practice it slowly. Feel free to do it way slower than this when you're first starting off. I also recommend you try not to stare at your hand while you play. At first you're gonna have to, just to make sure you're playing the right strings. But as soon as you start feeling good about it, try to look away from your hand and see if you can do it just from feel. If you get used to staring at your fingers when you play, your eyes are just gonna slow you down. You're gonna be way better at it if you do it totally from muscle memory. All right, so this does not sound like we are gonna be friends. Wait, I said we're going to be friends. I wish the title of the song was different. I don't know, it's kind of quirky. I kind of like it. It doesn't sound like the song because we haven't learned the chords over here yet. We're just doing the finger picking. There are 4 chords in this song. First chord is a G. But we don't need to play this whole big 4-finger G. We can get away with a 1-finger G on this song. All we need is the 3rd fret on the top string. We got our finger picking pattern going. Aren't you proud of me? Well, let's not do it that way. Let's reach around the bottom like we usually do. I use my ring finger to play the 3rd fret up on the top string. Get the finger picking going. Already sounds like the song. That's the first step. First step, most of the song is just doing that. How many times does he do it? I think he plays through the pattern on the G 4 times. Then we have to switch to a C chord. C chord is kind of a nightmare. If you don't know it, go look it up somewhere. I think I'm going to do a whole video just on the C chord because it's such a pain when you're first learning chords. But let's just pretend that you have the C chord going on. Get the regular old-fashioned C chord going. We're going to do the finger picking pattern on the C chord, but with one change. Instead of your thumb playing the top string, your thumb is going to move down to the 2nd string from the top, the A string. So the pattern stays the same, except for which string your thumb is playing. It should sound like this. I believe he only plays the finger picking pattern on the C 1 time. He might do it twice. I'm pretty sure he does it twice. I don't know who told you he only does it once, because he definitely does it 2 times. Check it out. Going to school, ride my bike, going around, gonna have some fun. It is school, I'm really cool. Back to G, just for fun. My singing sounds so good today. Oh man. Okay, so if you were too entranced by my singing and you didn't notice what I played on guitar, I did the finger picking pattern on the G 4 times. Then I did the pattern on the C 2 times. Then I went back and did it on the G 2 times. We are almost done with the entire verse to the song. Let me show you the end of it, and then we'll play through the whole thing. The ending, D chord, finger picking pattern is going to change a little bit. I hate to break it to you. We are now going to use the bottom 4 strings, the high E, B, G, and D string. You're going to play pretty much the same pattern, but your what's this thing called? Your thumb is going to play the D string. Pointer finger is going to play the high E string. Thumb goes back to the D string. And then pointer finger goes to the B string. Sounds a little something like this. That's it. So it's still basically the same pattern. We're just on a completely different set of strings. So D. Then we go back to the C. Now, if we're being totally honest, he goes to a C add 9. Should we just do the C add 9? Ay, ay, ay. So many. See, even the simplest of songs just have all these little variations and things. And like, part of me just wants to tell you to go back to the regular traditional C. But if we're being honest with each other, I think going to the C add 9 is a little bit easier. So we got to do the C add 9. We've got the D. C add 9 chord. Take your pinky. Smash it down right below your ring finger on the 3rd fret of the bottom string. Lift up your pointer finger and your middle finger. Middle finger up on the 3rd fret, of the 3rd fret of the 2nd string from the top. Put your pointer finger on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string from the top. Look at that. Now, we're going to do the same picking pattern we did on the regular C. So check this out. D on the bottom 4 strings. Switch to C add 9, use the middle 4 strings. And then switch to the regular G chord, the big boy G chord, not the 1-finger G, but the big full G chord, which is a really easy switch from the C add 9, because all you have to do is take these 2 fingers, move them up there, keep these 2 planted right there, and now we're going to do the same picking we started with on the G chord. So that was just thumb on top, pointer finger 2nd to bottom, thumb on top, then pointer finger on the 3rd string from the bottom. So this second section of the verse sounds a little something like this. D, C at 9, G. Does it twice. The entire verse sounds like this. One finger G, 1, 2, 3, 4, switch to C, 1, 2, back to G, 1, 2, then the next part, D, C at 9, G. Do that again, D, C at 9, G. That is a complete verse. He plays the verse 5 times in this song. That means you know so much of the song already. You don't actually know it. I told it to you. There's a big difference between me saying it and you actually knowing it. You probably don't know it yet. You probably have to spend a couple hours before you really know it. Sorry to get you excited and then just pull the floor out from under you. There's one more part to this song. There's the bridge. I'm going to show you to you. It's a piece of cake once you know all this stuff. Before you know all this stuff, the bridge is just more stuff to keep track of. So here's my little disclaimer, warning, recommendation that I have in most of my videos, which is this might be a really good time for you to just pause the video and go back to the first thing we started with. The one finger G, and just play that 4-note picking pattern. Don't worry about all that other stuff. The only reason I even showed you all the other stuff and why I'm going to show you more stuff now is so that later on you'll be able to complete the song. It's the worst when you only know one section of a song and you can't play the whole thing all the way through. But don't try to learn the whole song at once. Make sure you know this pattern really well before you move on to everything else. It's a good thing I said that after I already taught you a bunch of other stuff. Whatever. Are we ready to learn the bridge? Let's just do it. It's a piece of cake. C chord, regular C chord, 2 times, then the one finger G, 2 times. Back to the regular C 2 times, back to G. Then we go to an A chord, an A major chord. You know that one? It's the one with a bunch of 2nd fret right there. Top string is nothing, 2nd string is open, then 2nd fret on the D string, 2nd fret on the G string, 2nd fret on the B string. I'm using 3 fingers right here. Jack White, good old Jack White, just uses 1 finger. He smashes his pointer finger down on all 3 strings. This way of using 1 finger is way easier after you get used to it. But if you are not used to the A chord, I recommend using 3 separate fingers. Same picking pattern we use on the C. Still just using the thumb and pointer finger. And then I have to remember what comes next. I forget. I'm going to have to edit the video right here and come back because I don't remember what's next. I'll be right back. Okay, I remember. We do the A 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then go to C 2 times. Then D 2 times. Then back to the beginning of the song. This is how we play the song. Then go to C. It's really cool. Then back to G. I'm not a fool. Because D is a chord and C is also a G is a chord. Great lyrics. Great lyrics. Jack White, one of the great lyricists of all time. So we rushed through that bridge, right? Whatever. It's a video. You can rewind it, watch it again. I always say that. That's my excuse for when I don't teach something slowly and thoroughly. I just say, just rewind it, watch it again. It's your problem, not my problem. I have to tell you one other thing about this song. We learned this very specific pattern. Thumb, finger, boom. Playing very specific strings the whole time through. And it switches to different strings and different chords. When Jack White plays this song, he's always going thumb, finger, thumb, finger, thumb, finger, thumb, finger, thumb, finger. However, he is not too particular about what string he actually plays. He regularly will play the same string twice in a row. He'll switch off which two strings he's bouncing between. So I recommend you try to follow the pattern that we talked about in this video. But if your finger sometimes plays a string you didn't mean for it to play, honestly, it's probably going to sound pretty cool. 2 more things we have to do. This video never ends. It just keeps going. But there are 2 more things. I have to show you the last chord, and I have to show you the very beginning of the song. Let's do the very beginning of the song first. It's just 4 notes. It's pretty much what we already learned, but it's kind of cool to learn the intro exactly how he does it. So here's how he starts. He has his 1 finger G ready to go. He starts off by doing thumb on the top string, and then he does pointer finger on the G string, the 3rd string from the bottom. Then he does that again. Then he does thumb up on the top string, then plays the high B string, as if there was a low B string. There's not. There's only 1 B string. Give me a break. Back up to the E, and then back to the G string. Pretty sure I said there were only 4 notes, and I think that was at least 8 notes we just learned. Check it out. It's that's the intro right there. Then we're just in the regular picking pattern. Very simple. I like to start the song exactly how the recording starts. Final chord of the song. When he finishes it all up, we can tell that we are gonna be. He plays a G, the big old 4-finger G, but without the pinky. It's a cool kind of old-fashioned, kind of jazzy sounding chord. Ends up being a G6 chord is what that's called, like a G6. And that's how you end the song. And that's all that I have to offer you on this day.